Welcome back. It's raining again. And I can say that because it's rained almost every day for this month. So far this month already, and it's June 7th, we've dodged 2 tornadoes, and last night had a very serious storm headed our way that kind of blew out before it got to us, which we woke up in the middle of the night to get up and take a look at the television for. I'll put the rain totals up, but it's absolutely unrealistic how much rain we've had. It's insane. So when I'm here in the shop and you can hear the rain, I think you can hear the rain. It actually reminds me of a recording my dad did of a luau when we lived on Guam. They were under some kind of a roof structure of some kind, and he was recording the music that they were playing, and in between breaks and songs you can hear the rain outside falling off the roof and hitting next to the facility that they're in. I'd like to get that and listen to it one more time. I gotta find that. I have all those in a box, I just don't have any way to set it up and listen to it. Maybe I'll do that this weekend. Anyway, so today what are we gonna do? What are we going to do? I think today I need to do some planning. I did capture some cardboard and had some extra concrete from the fence project my daughter asked for. The cardboard is to make mock-ups of some of the items that I'm going to be installing in the car. Radios, that kind of stuff. Also to make mock-ups of consoles, like the one I'm thinking about right now, a way to turn lights on and off while I'm in the vehicle and while I'm outside the vehicle. So there needs to be some planning about how I use my space and where wires might be needed to be run, that kind of thing. I need to do some research, electrical research about how that's best accomplished. So we'll be doing some of that off camera. You won't get to see it, I don't think. But for today, I think we're gonna just kind of walk around the vehicle. If I have some stuff for us to film, I'll film it. We definitely need to get her out of the garage here and run her for a few minutes, but with the rain coming down, I don't want to get everything all rainy and then drive it back in here and let it drip on the floor. So I'm hoping we'll get a break in the rain for that. That's basically it though. I'll give you something to take a look at here in a few minutes when I sort out what I think that's gonna be. Okay, you probably noticed that I've changed clothes since yesterday. Yesterday, raining, gross, nasty, but the one thing that was awesome yesterday is the city of Newcastle let us burn our wood piles. Of course they would. It's been 15 freaking inches of rain in the last 2 weeks, so why not? Anyway, maybe 2 months. Nonetheless, I digress. So today, yesterday, I spent the entire day basically tending the fire and trying to get really, really, really wet wood to burn. I was successful, and today we have just a small little rubbish pile over there with coals and a lot of gray ashes. So today, I promised a planning video, so now we're thinking about planning. So this is planning. So where I am right now is the bed. This is where I will lay down and sleep. Probably with my head all the way back here. Let's see if I can do that. Way back here and feet down there. So, and then that's what we're gonna be sleeping as. So we're gonna need some console right here of some kind. We're talking about, hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up?
Just,
lay down again.
I'm just videoing. I don't know if I can lay down again.
Back's toes.
No, that's not my back. There's a lot of cores involved here. my son's here. You have to grab the camera and show that you're here. So this is where I'm laying down. Why?
I just wanted to see.
Okay, this is
That's like almost perfect, or pretty much perfect.
Well, I slept in here. I went to the Black Mesa without you one time,
Okay.
and it worked really great.
Yeah.
So, but I went head down on that end last time.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
So yeah, that's basically it. And then I'm talking to them about I need switches so I can turn lights on inside,
Yeah.
and I want to be able to turn my lights on the outside. So I want lights on the outside so I can turn them on while I'm in bed.
Like little camping lights. Cool.
Camping lights, indeed.
That's cool.
Yeah, so that's the plan. And I was telling them about my planning, so that's basically why I'm here.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, the kids almost bombed.
The kids almost bombed.
Like, bombed your video, but...
Oh, I wanted them to bomb my video.
Yeah, but they had stuff they gotta do.
All 100 of my viewers love it when the kids bomb the video.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, well, I wish they'd have bombed the video. All right, well, they didn't bomb it. That's fine.
Press that subscribe button.
Yeah, like and subscribe.
Like
my
and
son
subscribe.
is a big fan of liking and subscribing.
All right. Bye.
Peace out. So we've got to put some switches in here. I want to be able to turn, as I was saying to my son, I want to be able to turn the lights on outside the vehicle while I'm in it. I don't tend to sleep where there's sketchy people and sketchy things going on, but we did go down, Mr. Fisher and I did a camping trip down by the Red River one night, and then did a bunch of driving around. And the river rats were down there, and they stay up all night. I guess they were jug fishing or something, but middle of the night they're walking around in the you know, on the riverbed down there. And you know, people have the worst intentions, I always expect. So if someone had been in my camp and I heard it, I would like to be able to turn the lights on and see them, so they had a disadvantage, so I have the advantage with bright lights shining in your eyes. So I want a panel over here that I can hit a button and make all of the lights on the outside of the vehicle go kaboom. Much to the chagrin of all the campers around me, I'm sure, but if it ever was used, it would be for an evacuation of the vehicle to defend my stuff. So that's one of the plans. Where I'm sitting is going to be a bed box of some form or other, and I want it to have the drawer with the cooking thing in the back, because the one thing I like is setting up and breaking down in less than 2 minutes. So if I pulled up the vehicle, stopped, opened the back, slid the thing out, and I'm cooking, that's great. That would be primo. So that's kind of the plan. So that's one, this. So the camp stove thing, there's 100,000 videos online of bed boxes people have built that have trays and slides, and how they built this onto that, and has a cutting board and a whole bunch of things. I don't know what mine's gonna look like yet. I've seen probably a half dozen that I thought were cool. I have basically this entire deck space to build a slide from, but realistically it would be basically this back piece, 4 foot-ish of outslide. And then once you have the slide out, since we have a deck down situation, any cooking, you know, pots, pans, prep stuff can go literally, why did I even move that? I can move the camera. Can go out here. So that's easy enough to be done as well. So that's what that plan looks like. Clothes and stuff could go in that box as well. I do need to have a fair set of rain gear with me most of the time, at least a top coat, raincoat. Big fan of fresh socks. If you know anything about me and have watched the videos, you can probably gather that I was in the Marine Corps at one time or other, and I take good care of my feet best I can, and that includes wearing socks, dry socks when they're wet. I also like warm clothes. So sweaters, sweatshirts. In Oklahoma, you have to plan for, I tell my children and I taught them we're growing up, you need to plan for a 30 degree change in temperature at any minute in Oklahoma. You could wake up in the morning and it be 20, and it could be 50 or 60 by noon. Conversely, and I have experienced it, it can be 82 degrees at noon and 20 at 5 o'clock in the evening with a 30-mile-an-hour north wind blowing, causing wind chills in the single digits. So you just have to be prepared. So plenty of sleeping bag, blankets, all that kind of stuff needs to be in this camp box of some kind or other, at least a spare blanket, that kind of stuff. I had a dream the other day and I was thinking about how I would use a roof box and what would I put in it. Camp chairs, I don't know if my box would be big enough for camp chairs, but we still need to figure out a camp chair solution. So I may have to have a solution with that and some kind of a rooftop situation where I could put camp chairs up there. That way if they did get wet or dirty, they'd be not in the vehicle where I'm trying to sleep at night. On the side with the camera sitting on, and I'll switch it over so you can see, but this side for today would have my camp box, my toolbox in it. So I have a aluminum medical box that has all my spare parts in it. It's a Land Rover, you got to carry spare parts. It's got my tool rolls in it. It's got my recovery gear in it. Now I've got a solution for the recovery gear planned, which I've talked about in a previous video. I want to make a jerry can basically with recovery gear inside of it, where you opened it up. It looked like a jerry can, but you open it up. It's got my toe straps and that kind of stuff in it. That project may have to happen in the meantime of planning this one because of the outlays and costs. I have all the materials for that, so I could get that done. But right here's where my tool chest usually sits. So that would probably still be an option or a need in the future. And then I have a dual battery plan. So back over here or underneath the bed box, and I think it's probably best under the bed box because the battery is on this side, on the passenger side, starboard side of the vehicle. So in this gappy space down here, under this bed box that would come out, that would be a place for a double battery system so that I could then have all of this back material, all the back stuff back here. Lights, chargers. I have a plan for a heater. The heater stuff I've been watching online. They have. Come on, Eric. What is it? It's called a. Heating blanket. Sorry, electric blanket. Wow, that's. It's sad to watch the brain go. I need a heating blanket. A heating blanket. If I was laying on a heating blanket back here, I don't know that I would ever be cold. I do also have a plan to evacuate the air from the vehicle via a vent system that I want to build into the window side over here, so that a fan, small, maybe think computer fan, would pull air out of the vehicle and vent it, so that as I gas out in the middle of the night, I'm not filling the vehicle with condensation, which I do every time I can. I've done it in the pickup truck. I've slept in there and woke up and actually had to squeegee the windows because it got so much colder outside than inside, and just the condensation alone was crazy in there. So I did that. I would want to probably vent any of that all out. That way it just stays fresh. And I'll do some more research on that, I'm sure, but that is one of the things I need to be looking into. So what else did we talk about? We've got radios to run. We got speakers to run. So up in the front of the vehicle, we have a lot of electronics that need to be done. Console needs to go back in. And there's some thought, I used to have the CB radio right here on the back of the console. And that's handy, but it'd be more handy if it was mounted up there. And that bracket, the gold bracket you see there, that is the dome light. So there's power up there. There would need to be more power up there, and maybe even speaker wire run up there so I could speaker into the actual speakers of the vehicle. I don't know how that would work right now, but that is a thought for sure. That's one. So if I wanted my radio up above my head, I don't think I want it on the dash anywhere. I've got a lot of electronics going to be there anyway. This is going to be the phone. There's going to be the navigation tablet that'll be over there. That's probably going to have a longer arm on it where it's stuck out and it's like literally more close to the phone charger. Or the phone would be moved back. I don't know on that one yet. I've got shorter ones that could move the phone back and might accomplish that issue. That's my bullet point mounting system. Very, very nice stuff. Made in America. I met those guys at Moore when I went. What was it, 5 years ago now, or whatever, how many years ago? It was a while. I met them there. They were really nice folks, and so I really liked what they put together. And I knew I needed something like that, so I have one in each of my vehicles. I have one in my truck, and I have one in my Range Rover. But yeah, I got the sound system going in down there. That's all standardized. It's all planned. That's already got wiring. That's all good. Speakers are in the back and speakers in the doors. Those all have wires. That's good. Unless someone talks me into rewiring all the wiring in the speakers, I don't think I'm going to listen. But if they tell me I need some fancy fat wire or whatever, I'm going to tell them. It came with this and it would kick butt when I was listening to it before. This box area space back here also is where the subwoofer was mounted before. I found some smaller versions that are thinner than that giant big box. So that could go back here again, but take up a lot less space. So using some modern materials. That's a lot of the things we're thinking about at this point. If batteries were here, bed box comes out and goes out long out there. That takes care of this side of the truck. I mean, this is pretty much planned out. There's not much more to think about on that one. But that does leave us this side, which I talked about the toolbox being here. If I found a different solution for the toolbox, I could put a small fridge in, and I plan that. I really think I do. I'm a big fan of the water ice situation. I can do ice. I don't have any problem with it being ice. We only go out 3-4 days at a time, so that's really not been an issue so far. I got some cheap ice chests. They work just fine. I don't own any of the fancy Yetis or Arctics or any of that stuff. Our basic water ice chests have been just, they work as good as they need to for 3 days. But I do, when I retire, I do want to be able to go out for a week, and fetching ice is probably not desirable. So if I had a refrigerator in here, that would be awesome. Drinking cold rum and cokes has always been of love, so I'm sure I would probably plan that. So that's one item for the back, and a replan for the other side. With the fridge, I saw a video, or excuse me, I talked to Bill Burke from Bill Burke's Off-Road Recovery Guy. He showed me his setup for this side, the driver's side, port side, and how he had put his refrigerator in on his Range Rover, which he recently sold, which like recently 6 months. And he showed me how he had set that all up. It was very helpful and very informative. If I did it that way and I put it, I think I could squeeze it in right here though, and still leave this space available for more storage. talking about clothes and such. Maybe a clothes bin of some kind here. I don't know. Still some thoughts to go. I do want to mock some stuff up, so I've been hoarding cardboard. Oh, you can't see it. I moved it. Oh, there it is up there. I've been hoarding cardboard from Amazon packaging deliveries. So I will probably make all of this out of cardboard before I even buy a first piece of wood to do anything. I've got some thoughts on extruded aluminum, and I watched a video again last night. It is not lighter. It's not, and yes, it might be stronger, but it's not lighter than just basic wood or MDF or whatever you want to put in here. I don't know that I would build it out of that stuff. I think the cost would go up really fast, and I don't really have the technology to sort out what kind of extruded aluminum pieces I would need. I think it would be more trouble. Tried and true, watching those videos, you just watch guys throwing plywood together, and that probably worked just fine. I do have medium springs, so putting a little weight in the back of this is not a problem. It actually rides better when there's weight in here. We loaded up a house full of tile one time, and I mean like an entire kitchen and dining area, and we put it in the truck and drove it to our house. It drove like a Cadillac with that much weight in it. It had to have been close to 700 to 1,000 pounds, and it was, man, it was settled, and when we hit the bump, it just floated. It was perfect sweet spot for the freaking medium springs. The medium springs give me the 2-inch lift that I was asking for, so that's pretty much the reason I went with those. What else is there? What else is there? Thousands of things. I talked about maybe an interior roof rack. The extruded aluminum would work in here. I could do a roof rack where it had my lights. I do have a fancy fan that I won. That would be a freaking cool thing to have in here. That would work. That would cool me off. I could camp an extra month of the year that way. And then 2 actually, 1 on each side of the cold weather, because we only go out when it's moderately nice outside. And why? Well, because it's hot and I don't like sweating. So, and I don't think an air conditioner is a plan right now. That's really not, the ones I've seen are $1,500, and they do an okay job. This space of the vehicle does not need an air conditioner. I could, if I can get the air conditioning running on the Range Rover, I would probably just cool the vehicle off at night, jump in it and hope it stayed cool until the temperature changed outside where it was comfortable. But you know, there's options for everything. Basically, that's it. A lot of wiring thought needs to be made. I need to think through this really hard and get a lot of details sorted out, mocked up, wired up, technology sorted out, what I'm gonna buy to do whatever I'm gonna do, Red Arc DC to DC chargers and all the other fun bits. Well, that was a long rambling video, about 20 minutes. Sorry for that, but at least you now know why I'm paralyzed where I'm at. So we need to get some mock-ups made and some ideas of sizes and sort out some electrical circuitry so I can figure out how we're gonna do this. So that's all I got. I already said like and subscribe. If you're already a fan and you're already a subscriber, I'm over 220 subscribers now. That is super awesome, and it's really, really nice. I know it's a limited niche market where I'm at here. I only have Range Rover. I'm not doing a whole bunch of other things. I don't do product stuff. And I don't tell you about the truck. So that's all I got. All right, thanks a lot. We'll talk to you next week. Probably ought to go check on the fire. Where'd you put the charger? Shut off device.